I'm a bit sort of disappointed with the Indian Women's League and how it's. I mean, I'm glad it started. That's obviously something to that's made us happy. But I can see a lot that could be improved.
And Jyoti, I'll briefly put you on the spot here. So I was watching a video of yours. This was an interview that you had done with NDTV. I think this was like 2012 or 2013. And in the interview, you had mentioned that women's football does not get anywhere close to the same attention as men's football does in India, which is definitely true and was more true back in the day. But you also ended the interview on an optimistic note, talking about how you feel that the future looks very bright for women's football.
Hmm.
Fast forward to today, it's 2020
Hmm.
now. Do you think Indian women's football has made the same progress as you had expected it to when you had said that about 7 or 8 years back? What do you think about the present state of affairs in Indian football, and what do you think the future looks like?
Okay, so very honestly, I think now that I look back, I think it's progressed to about 60% of what I thought it would be at this stage. I definitely saw a league coming up for women, which has begun, but it only started 3 years ago, and is still not on the scale that it should be. So it's still a tournament. It's not a league. So a league is something that goes on for a couple of months, and it's just it's regular playing. Whereas what they've started is the Indian Women's League. Is, to be honest, it's a tournament that goes on for 1 month, and you play each team once, and you get about 5 6 games. But I know it's called a league, but it's not a league. It's a tournament. So that's something that I feel like they could have started something more on the lines of, say, the ISL, which goes on a lot longer. They're playing home games, they're playing away games. That's so important when you're playing a league. So I think I'm a bit sort of disappointed with the Indian Women's League and how it's. I mean, I'm glad it started. That's obviously something to that's made us happy. But I can see a lot that could be improved in the Indian Women's League, and that I thought would be better about it. Apart from that, I think the national team has started playing a lot more. So back when I last played for India, we would play roughly 2 tournaments, 3 tournaments a year. But I think now, of late, these guys are playing a lot more exposure trips, sort of friendlies, which is great to see. So that's something that I could foresee was going to happen. I still think they do need an onboard, as I said, a therapist with the team, a sports psychologist. They do need a nutritionist on board, someone who's going to watch what these girls are eating and help them. And they do need a strength and conditioning coach with them 24/7. So, although they're playing a lot more, and I'm sure the training is slightly better and facilities are better, these are three things that I thought would come into play by now when I said what I said in 2012. But so, again, I think about 60% of what I said, what I hoped would happen, has happened. But I think there's still, room for a lot more that can happen.
So you'd say it's definitely trended positively, but not at the same rate as you would have perhaps liked or expected.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of I think money has come into sort of football of late in India, and given that, I think they have potential to get slightly more advanced in what they're doing.